Welcome to Guildhall for an afternoon of Affinity and AudaCITY. AudaCITY is a fantastic word. You can really get your teeth into it. AudaCITY. And you'll see from the red that we're really city focused, but it's all about the energy. It's all about the power of diversity, which is the focus of what we want to achieve, which is to get the wave all the way up the beach this time. I feel I've been on the crest of it for years and it's slipped back. And I think it's really about getting some energy behind this agenda. And I have to say that if you look at the definition in the dictionary of audacity, it's boldness or daring, especially with disregard for conventional thought or other restrictions. Good word. It can mean a bit of effrontery, of shameless boldness, temerity, sheer brass neck. But for us today, it means being brave enough to see something new, a fresh perspective, championing those with novel and interesting things to say. And it means great ideas and risks better managed. And I know we have the insurance sector in the room, so that's a language they speak powerfully. And it means more resilient solutions that enable us to do more with less. That is what I'm calling the new normal. And capturing that innovation and inventiveness is something in which I think we excel. London is a city of cities. It's a city for cities. As the Mayor of Istanbul said to me earlier this year, London has a responsibility to other cities. And there's so much going on and so much that's exciting as we map out a more responsible, more inclusive capitalism, which takes its rightful place in serving and not ruling society and the wider economy, financing investment, creating jobs and growth, and taking care of people and planet, and benefiting society as a whole. And this is a capitalism committed to, and not just including, but also making the most of our human capital, and not just financial capital. And it's the heart of my mayoralty, and especially how we are not just diverse, but actually how we capture benefits of difference. Now, we've made huge progress, but it goes without saying that we still have some way to go. And you can't argue with the facts. You know, women on the FTSE 100 boards recently topped 20% for the first time. It was regarded as a huge achievement. But around them, 25% are non-executives. But if you look at the number of female in executive roles, the top executive roles, well, only 7.2%, which you would not expect in the 21st century. Because it's actually 100 years ago when women really entered the workforce in significant numbers. The start of the First World War. One of the reasons why TfL are running it's the year of the buses, because actually they wound up with actually more of us on the buses that year. So now is the moment to push the wave the whole way up the beach and capture those benefits of diversity. And of course it's you, the leaders and the keepers of the talent pipeline, who will lead the way. Of course, you all know the value of diversity, you get it, you champion the cause in the workplace and across organisations, and that's what we're wanting to achieve, is across organisations, creating networks of networks, so that you know that you're not alone and just talking to yourselves. And we know the vast majority of senior leaders are actually signed up to the idea, and they're on the crest of the wave, but we know that they need help, because actually diversity is everybody's responsibility. And my sense is that quite a lot of us in the middle of the organisations I include myself in that as well, are just actually terribly busy doing the work, trying to think out where the next job's going to come from, and quite like to go home at night. And so for this, it's just something that falls to the bottom of the pile. But it is not an optional extra. It's a business necessity, and we need diversity of thinking for the new ideas. We've got lots of challenges, and behind every challenge is an opportunity. And we have to stay competitive. So, today I think presents us with a fantastic opportunity to map out how we can help that talent to rise. And by convening an affinity group of affinity groups, we can call it that, a group of groups that can collaborate creatively to write the manifesto that Ken mentioned, so that we can hold up high a symbol of the city's commitment to not just diversity, equality and inclusion, but audacity. So thank you all for coming, and for what you will achieve it this afternoon. And thank you particularly to Evan, our compere, to Ken, Tricia Scotland, Rachel Stewart, Antonia Belcher, Claire Harvey, and Alkash Patel, whom you see in a moment. And thank you to our audacious partners, sponsors EY, National Equality Standard, Thomson Reuters, Instinctive, Crystal Interactive, and Women in Wine. Yeah, you thought that was me. I've been eating and drinking for the whole of the UK all year. And thank you to Ken and the committee for their hard work in putting this afternoon together. Ken has challenged me to nail our manifesto to the door of the Mansion House, making me sound like Martin Luther heralding the Reformation by nailing his 95 Theses to the door of Wittenberg Church. He was audacious. I don't know if I can exactly promise that, because English Heritage would probably have kittens if I did it, but I can promise that I will be nailing your manifesto to lots of human masts, and also sticking with it. I mean, you may think, Ken, that I come to the end in November. That's not going to happen. Thank you very much indeed.